at any time except for the bucket truck.
All right, and did we include the brick pavers to be in on that?
No.
Is it a good idea to get rid of the brick pavers rather than cluttering up that yard? If we have no intention of using it anywhere, then we should have no intention of keeping it there and just get rid of it. Whether we donate it to the school if they want to do something with it, or if we sell it. But I just think, there's no reason to have that laying around the yard. Guys, any comment?
I thought we discussed this in the past regarding those, and no, I'm sorry, I make a mistake. That was the fertilizer and lime being donated to the school, not the pavers.
Right. Not a problem. I'd make a motion that we put the brick pavers on the gov deals listing as well. Is there a second?
A second. I don't know if you need a motion to do that. I mean, you can.
Well, just we'll make it official. Is everybody okay? We're going to get rid of the brick pavers. No sense to keep them unless you have a possible use at a later time.
Do you have a possible bid price?
No,
not a
what do you want?
possible.
Anybody will come and load them up and take them away, let them have them.
So we need to put a price tag on it.
$1.
$1 a brick.
$1 for all of them.
You know what? I'll give you $1 for all of them right now. I'll tell you that.
Okay, then we won't have to talk about it anymore.
And that's delivered, right?
No, it's not.
I get the $1 in my pocket. I'll give it to you.
So,
Somebody come up with a number.
I would actually suggest that we hold on to them for a little longer so we can see what's going on, to maybe put them down like we had talked about before. But if you want to sell them,
Didn't we already vote that we weren't going to do that?
when you suggested to me, I said not right now because they had enough things going on. I don't remember us actually voting for it. You had made it sound like you wanted it done like right away, and that's not something they can get done now. I'm not saying it's not. I would not see a reason why it can't be done at a later time, but.
All right, so we'll hold on to them. Fine. We'll hold on to them. Thank you.
So are you withdrawing your motion?
Yep, withdraw the motion.
Okay. Could I add one other thing under old business?
Yeah, I don't know what is.
We had discussed last meeting about the speed limit signs on First Avenue.
They've been taken down.
They have been taken down.
Yep.
And I noticed that there was 3 of them were taken down over the weekend, and the last one was taken down sometime, I guess, within the last day or so. So all 4 of the signs are gone. So now that issue becomes.
Anything else for old business? If not, we're gonna make a motion to open the meeting to the public. Going once, going twice. Just a quick question to council here. I think a question and a comment. We had a rather smooth event on Zoom. Last month's meeting and the month before was a rather disastrous meetings that we had. There was all kinds of technology breakdowns. This one here, we haven't had that problem. My only question is, when we're speaking, does everybody seem to hear right away, or is it kind of like a delayed reaction? I'm really not sure about that.
I heard very well tonight, at all times.
Okay, so when a question's asked, I mean, I'd like to just at least get a little bit of a response back rather than assuming that nobody heard.
For me, sometimes there is a delay.
There is a delay?
Sometimes, not the whole time, but sometimes there is.
Yeah, I have a tiny delay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any delay at all. It seems like when everybody gives one person the opportunity to speak and then wait until they're done, there's not any delay in it whatsoever.
Okay, good. All right, so with that being said, I'll make a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is now open to the public. Mr. Pope.
I didn't know if anyone else though I was trying to, if Mrs. Casagrande or Mr. Owen or someone had anything?
Mr. Pogue, you've been recognized. You have 5 minutes to speak, please.
It is tough to give courtesy around here. Okay. I guess the first question is regarding apparently the cell tower lease. I was told at the beginning of the meeting that we were going to hear about it. And that hasn't happened. So is this that the lease is expiring, or there's an attempt to renegotiate it, or what's happening there?
We're just simply looking to exercise our best options as to what we're going to do.
Is the lease up anytime soon? As in the next 3 to 6 months? I'll ask it that way.
I'm not sure when the lease expires.
Okay.
If I could, those issues are part of the confidential discussion, which are kind of contractual negotiations, and really should be covered at this point in the public meeting.
Mr. Lafferty, with respect, the date of expiration of the lease is public record.
It is.
Do you know when it expires?
Yes, the lease has not expired yet.
Is that 3 to 6 months more, or is that going to be a while?
The lease expires in 2021, I believe.
Okay, thank you. The other thing is, just as a clarification, regarding the Risley School, there are no private events held at the building. Obviously, fundraisers, by terms of the lease, require prior approval of City Council. The Youth League, WACL, uses the building and presents a certificate of insurance. The Society presents to the city a certificate of insurance. So, any thought, insinuation, representation, etc., that somehow just anybody goes and uses the Risley School any old time anybody wants to, would be less than fully correct. Just to be clarifying on that. And I do think you are going to wind up with potentially a precedent that you're setting, even though it's a wonderful purpose. And obviously, it is these large gatherings with all the best intentions that seem to be the best super spreading events. So I just lift that up for your thoughts as you are going forward with this. And the other is just the reminder that, like I said, I think the amended extension to the state budget did take out the Green Acres pilot. And so that may be something that council is going to want to address. Finally, as far as perhaps a best practice, just kind of piggybacking on some of the mayor's discussion on Zoom, what I have found with groups, even if we're all participating, is if we mute and then we unmute when we're ready to be involved, as opposed to just leaving it open, we wind up avoiding most of the background noise that sometimes can be difficult. And at some points during the meeting, since I am going to be putting this on the Keeping in Touch Facebook group, there was background noise at other points. I'm assuming that there's been no other updates from the consultant. I see that Ms. Blumenthal is on Zoom. I'm assuming there was nothing on the bill list, but I guess there's no other updates since nothing's been reported on that. But I would again lift up to you, obviously this meeting again shows how much work your municipal clerk does, and that it seems to be a very number of hours, not a few number of hours. Hopefully that's sufficient. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Is there anyone else in the public? Mrs. Casagrande, hi. How are you?
Okay, hi. It's nice to see all of you again. I'm so happy to away from you. And
It's nice to know that you're connected to us. Thank you.
and I'm thrilled that it looks like we're going to have a first reading, because my heart and soul, of course, you know, is in that code project. And I figured that I have 1,000 hours in that, so at $20 an hour, that's a pretty darn good savings to the city. The money can be used for other things. And speaking to Creed's point about the city clerk, she was doing some things even on her own time to help us get that done.
So you don't even know what you did through that whole thing. So I'm just so excited. I'm so happy that we're going to have some real results and have it all done, because then I can maybe celebrate and wave at you at Zoom another night after the second reading, and it'll be so good. So thanks a lot. It makes me happy.
Once again, Mrs. Casagrande, I want to tell you thank you for your time and effort. I mean, without you, this would have never happened.
Well, it had been going on for so long, and it was so complicated. You had to have my cousin said I was either I could get things like that, or I should see a psychiatrist. So I'll take the thing. The heck with the psychiatrist. But anyway, I really miss you all, and it's good.
We don't have that within our budget for this year, but maybe next year we'll put that in our budget to see.
Like for my psychiatrist,
for all of us. All of us. Thank you, Mrs. Casagrande. Take care.
You too.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public? Mrs. Kent, can I ask why I don't see when somebody has their hand raised or whatever? I'm not sure.
Nobody actually raised their hand. They were able to unmute themselves and just.
So how come I'm not able to see who's actually on the line here with us?
Only because you have the individual screen that's popping up that person talking. You just have to switch your view where you can see everybody at once, like I said.
Okay.
Just a setting. We can set you up the next time.
So there's no one else in the public? Going once, going twice. Make a motion to close the public.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We have a resolution that I kind of glossed over briefly, that we were going to do this when the time comes, and now the time has come, where we're going to do resolution 65 to go into closed session.
65 is not going to closed session. 66 is for closed session.
I don't have 66 on my.
So 65 is form resolution to confidential personnel matter. But we're still going to go into closed session for that, correct?
Lisa? No, this is Mayor. Let's talk about the procedure. We had an executive session. We had a consensus. We had a verbal resolution coming out of that executive session at the last meeting.
Simply written confirmation of what was the consensus and what was the resolution in public last meeting. So this is the formal written record, the formal
Got it.
of resolution.
Got it. I apologize. I misread when I was looking at that. So somebody make the necessary motion for resolution 65, 2020. Is someone going to make a motion?
Make a motion, we accept resolution 65.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any comments or whatever? Let's just do roll call.
I have a comment.
Excuse me, Councilman, if we're going to discuss the substance, then we need to go into executive session to do that.
That's fine.
So, Mayor, I would suggest you hold this resolution
Until we come out.
and include this in a copy of the executive session, that is resolution 66.
Very good. So I will we'll hold this for the time being. Whoever made the motion in the second, I would suggest that you pull it, please. I think it was Nelson. It was
Table the motion.
and Mr. Olson. Matthew.
I withdraw my second.
Thank you. All right, now we will move along here to executive session. I make a motion that we go into, executive session to discuss 65 and 66.
Resolution. Second. Somebody make a second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Is it anticipated there's going to be action taken on the real estate matter?
Don't know. But you're welcome to hang around and wait.
Thank you so much for that courtesy. I guess we'll find out sometime tomorrow if there was formal action taken, right, Mr. Lafferty?
Well, I think what's going to happen here is the clerk is going to remove the members of the governing body to a separate room. This room will remain open, and then when the executive session has concluded, the clerk will then bring those folks back into this general room.
Okay. But if we don't wait for all that, however long that's going to be, then we can find out tomorrow.
Like I said, you're welcome to hang around and wait. You're just not going to be a part of the closed session. Thank you.
I wasn't trying to be, but that's okay.
Mr. Lafferty?
You continue insinuations.
How do we go into another room if we're all in the same?
I don't think
You
you
do it right now.
Have you voted on that motion?
I thought we did.
No.
I haven't had dinner yet. I'm starting to get pretty hungry, so maybe I'm getting a little lightheaded, but,
We voted
All
on
in
the
favor?
motion to go into close.
Okay.
okay. There was a motion and there was a second. All in favor? Aye. Somebody already voted on that. Okay, so now we are in executive session.
Just,
Wait,
you
wait,
wanna
wait.
gotta create a room, and send you there.
Give her a minute.
That's ought to be interesting. We're going into another room
Yes.
while we still remain in our seats.
Yes.
So I guess while we're doing that, Randy, it's my understanding now that we figured out a way of how we could do this, whereas in the past it was said that courts have said that we really shouldn't do executives, and I can.
Well, the courts haven't said anything. That's the guidelines from the state, and what they said is you should try to avoid them if you can. But considering the length of time that this has prolonged, you can get some business done.
We need to get business done.
You should have a message on there to go join the room.
Do you want me to press join?
Yes, I do.
Nelson hasn't come yet.